Welcome back guys, Harry here, known as Tradesharpe, and in today's video I'm going to talk about what I would do if I had to start trading from scratch. And I have seen these videos popular on the internet, and the problem is they don't really explain. They explain everything as if it was a linear path and if you could avoid, having all of these mistakes, when in reality you're going to experience mistakes, you're going to be on your own path and it's going to be your own journey. But I want to specifically explain there are two drastic differences. When you start trading, you either can start trading with money or without money. And I want to explain, if I was in both situations, what I would do and how I would better enhance my journey and make sure that I don't get caught up on the wrong side of trading. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video and have an amazing discussion here. And I think these points will be very, very useful. And before we start, as always guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Feel free to leave a subscribe if you find the content useful. Can join us on streams, can view all of my content, plenty of resources. Please do not fall for any scams. All my official links are in the description, my Instagram, all of that. Drop follow on the gram, I would appreciate it. And yeah, do the YouTube business, leave a like, you know the drill guys. So that being said, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the first thing when you get into trading, and this is more aimed for beginners, is going to be not to fall for the hype of just trying to make money. When you get into trading, it will be like a casino to begin with. I get questions from a lot of people who want to get into trading, who are friends or who know me, and they say, what broker do I use? That's the first question. And I always reply to them, before you even think about opening a brokerage account, learn the skill. You're not going to you're gambling. You're going to see candles, you get excited. I remember I used to watch a 10-minute video of a strategy and then open, a trade based on that. And then I would just end up losing, because you can't learn a skill in 10 minutes. I wish it was that simple, but it doesn't work like that. But this brings me on to the conversation. Okay, to open an account, you obviously need to have money. So what if you're in a point where you don't have enough money for an account, or you're working paycheck to paycheck and you're in a tough spot? Now, this is what people don't understand. They complain and say, I don't have money, trading's really hard for me. It must be easier for someone who has money because they can just fund their own account and make loads of money. It's actually quite the opposite. No matter what position you're in, starting with money or starting without money, both positions are tough. Because when you don't have money, yes, you lack one important resource to trade. But when you have money, then you use it too much as an advantage. You go in and they're most likely to lose all of that money and lose hard-earned savings and put themselves in a bad position. But both of these scenarios share one common trait, and that common trait is basically that both of the scenarios require the skill first. So if we talk a bit about myself, so my first account I started was actually quite a big account. It was $25,000, and that was my first live account, with the idea that with my risk adverse mindset, I want to risk 1% per trade. But I never had the skill fully set. I did have some knowledge, I did have some results on demo, but it was never enough, because I never learned emotion. I never learned how to manage account that size, and I never learned what it was like to risk 250, because 250 in one trade sounds fun, but when you take 5 losses, that adds up. And then you take a win and then another 3 losses, then a win and then another. Before you know it, your 10 losses, you're down $2,500. And now you're thinking, damn, I just lost $2,500. What am I doing wrong? When you start, the main thing you should be doing is understanding where you are as a trader, right? What type of trader are you? What fits in your lifestyle? Are you someone who likes to be in and out of the market, which I think is healthy for a lot of people? Are you someone who wants to take long-term positions? And this is all going to be done through experimentation. And this is what I mean. Everyone's on their own journey. You kind of have to go through it to find what type of trader you are. You have to experience these. You have to make mistakes. It's not linear. It's normal, right? So when you start over, you have to find a phase of, okay, discovering what type of trader you want to be. So the next step you have to do when you start is to find a reputable strategy. Don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for the Lambos. Remember, look for value. Look for someone trying to help you learn the skill, not show you a lifestyle. A lifestyle won't get you better. It will only motivate you, but then you need something to do with that motivation. You need to get better at the skill. And don't fall for something that sounds complicated. The more variables we add to our trading, the more likely we have it to go wrong. It's common sense. Study probability and statistics and you'll find out more variation equals more probabilities of things going wrong. Now, follow the structured plan that is set out. So I make videos talking about my 4-step method when you start trading. You can check out my free Forex course. All of these are like a structured method for you to get started. And then take time. take time to learn each skill, practice on demo account or practice on a very small account where it doesn't make any any difference to you. Now, if you don't have access to funds, this is where you have to have a reality check and just realize maybe you're not ready to trade. You need money. You need money because money is a resource. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to hustle on the side while learning the skill of trading. And that's the beauty, is that you can learn trading for free while hustling, creating a savings, and then with those savings you can look to, okay, let me start a small account, get better, and then I would look into maybe trying to use funding accounts as an opportunity to grow my capital into a personal account. If I had the money, I would first prove that I'm profitable and then slowly add it and grow that and grow as a whole individual, and then you'll start to see that start to maximize. But it all starts from sticking to one strategy, not jumping, and giving it time. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is don't get poor slowly scheme, and you have to understand the difference between that. And what you have to do is just give it time. You have to stick to the same strategy. You have to do the same shit every single day, again and again and again and again, following the plan and controlling your emotions and making sure you stick to the plan. But what you have to keep a consistent is you need to keep the strategy a consistent, and you need to keep the method of approach to the market a consistent. Otherwise, if you keep changing those variables, you're basically starting from scratch again. And then you're going to have the idea of quitting. Whereas if you just follow the structured approach, a simplistic way of trading that makes sense to you and you're comfortable with, right? And follow a plan, follow the edge in the market, and understand this is a game of probability and statistics, and work through the different emotions that you feel during a trade and work on increasing risk over time. This is what's going to get you to the next step. And what are we looking at next? Well, basically what we're looking at next, and this is how I'm going to wrap up the video, is once you start trading, what's next is that you need to start increasing risk, right? And that's a huge battle. When is it time to increase risk? Making sure not to go too hard on risk that it starts ending up messing your emotions and decreases performance. And that risk, I'm not talking about increased risk every week. That could take a year. You could trade one risk for a year and the next year you double it, right? Or you could go with an approach of increasing risk by 10% every month. You're using a 10 lot, you can now increase it by 10%, and you can go up to 11 lot, right? And then by the end of the year, you'll be up to a 22 lot. This is my point, is that good traders go through different experiences and which make them experience, and that experience make them a good trader. So that's all it is. It's not something complicated. It's not a whole drama. It's not a whole story. It's as simple as finding something that works, sticking to it to a while, and the results will come. And yeah, I hope this video helped. Hope you find it useful. If you did, let me know in the comments. A little bit of a sit down video. Maybe some of you got bored, but if you're staying to the end, you're a real OG. Appreciate you watching the video. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.